Your Bangla City SATV News. This is Nahin Tahir with our headlines. Bangladesh looks forward to work together with India for 50 years and beyond, said Prime Minister in a message on the Republic Day of India. SAS students broke hunger strike after 7 days at Dr. Muhammad Zafar Iqbal's request this morning. Report on appointment of the Chief Election Commissioner and Election Commissioner Bill 2022 was placed in Parliament today. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina today extended warmest wishes to his Indian counterpart Narendra Modi on the occasion of the country's Republic Day. The Premier wrote they look forward to work with India in the next 50 years and beyond. In a letter written to Modi today, Hasina said the unique ties of close friendship, cooperation and trust between the two countries have flourished and grown from strength to strength in recent years. Many new frontiers of cooperation alongside old traditional areas have been identified, particularly during the COVID-19 pandemic. Hasina said she recalled with gratitude the support rendered by the government and the people of India during Bangladesh's liberation war in 1971 and said this set the foundation of their unique relationship. 28 Shah Jalal University of Science and Technology students ended their hunger strike until death after 163 hours today at the request of writer and former SAS professor Dr. Muhammad Zafar Iqbal. 20 students who had been admitted to hospital after becoming critically ill during the strike returned to campus, and the entire group of 28 broke their fast. Muhammad Zafar Iqbal and his wife Dr. Yasmin Haq arrived at SAS at early morning today. The couple then met the students on strike and talked with them. Zafar Iqbal said students' demand will be met. The universities of Bangladesh will be fixed because of them. He also called the university's Vice-Chancellor, Professor Fariduddin Ahmed, a monster. The report on appointment of the Chief Election Commissioner and Election Commissioner Bill 2022 was placed in Parliament today with some changes in eligibility and ineligibility criteria for the appointment of CEC and ECs. The committee changed Section 6 of the bill where it was mentioned that anyone convicted of the criminal offence involving moral turpitude and sentenced to at least 2 years imprisonment would not be eligible for the post of CEC and Election Commissioner. It removed the 2-year term of imprisonment, saying that one convicted in a criminal offence of moral turpitude for any term shall not be eligible to be appointed as CEC or Election Commissioner. Russian President Vladimir Putin and Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov has congratulated President Abdulhamid and Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina on the 50th anniversary of diplomatic relations between Bangladesh and Russia. Putin said, "Please accept this heartfelt congratulations on the 50th anniversary of establishment of diplomatic relations between two countries." He said in a message to President and Prime Minister of Bangladesh, noting that relation will be strengthened further through joint efforts. He wished the President and Prime Minister of Bangladesh sound health and success, as well as peace and prosperity to all their counterparts. Viewers, we are short break. Stay with Your Bangla City SATV News. Welcome back, and you're watching Your Bangla City SATV News. The U.S. Coast Guard launched a search for 39 people missing when a boat capsized off the coast of Florida. It had reported that a man rescued who clinging to a capsized vessel. The survivors said the boat had left Bimini in the Bahamas on Saturday night but encountered rough weather and capsized. No one was wearing a life jacket. Coast Guard, air and surface asset crews are actively searching for people in the water. This is a suspected human smuggling venture, said the statement. An image released by the Coast Guard showed the capsized vessel in the water with a man straddling the hull. London's Metropolitan Police Commissioner said on Tuesday that the police will investigate the alleged lockdown breaches at Johnson's residence after receiving evidence from an internal government probe into a series of gatherings. New allegation emerged late Monday that he broke COVID-19 lockdown rules his government imposed by attending a surprise birthday party in his residence. The birthday party was for the Prime Minister himself to mark his 57th birthday. However, Mr. Johnson vowed to cooperate with police in any formal probe into coronavirus lockdown, breaking parties at Downing Street, which has deepened the threat of his position. U.S. President Joe Biden said on Tuesday he would consider a personal sanction on President Vladimir Putin if Russia invades Ukraine. Biden said this as Western leaders step up military preparation and made plans to shield Europe from a potential energy supply shock. The rare sanction threat came as NATO places forces on standby and reinforces Eastern Europe with more ships and fighter jets in response to Russia's troop buildup near its border with Ukraine. If Russia invades Ukraine, Biden said it would be the largest invasion since World War II and would change the world. However, Russia denies planning an attack and says the crisis is being driven by NATO and U.S. actions. An indigenous community in Canada has identified nearly 100 potential graves at the residential school site months after the discovery of hundreds of children's remains at the former boarding school rocked the country. The Williams Lake First Nation community said a geophysical survey revealed 93 reflections of potential human burials at the former St. Joseph Mission residential school. Investigators surveyed approximately 14 hectares of the border 480 hectares site. More than 1,000 graves have been found near former Indian residential school run by religious group, shedding light on a dark chapter in Canadian history. Former West Bengal Chief Minister Buddhadev Bhattacharya has decided to refuse the Padma Bhushan conferred upon him by the Indian central government. Bhattacharya was announced as one of the recipients of the Padma Bhushan honor. He was awarded because of his contribution in public affairs. But Buddhadev Bhattacharya does not know anything about the Padma Bhushan award. Nobody told him about it. If he had been awarded the Padma Bhushan, he would have rejected it. Meanwhile, singer Sandhya Mukherjee also refused to accept the Padma Shri from the central government. They did not like the procedure of offering. Feeling extremely disrespected, they returned the honor. Bollywood actor Shilpa Shetty is finally free of the obscenity charges filed against her in 2007 when Hollywood actor Richard Gere kissed her on the hand and cheek at a charity event in India. 15 years ago, at an AIDS awareness event, Gere was filmed publicly kissing Shetty's hand and cheek on stage. The move irked many radical Hindu groups, which resulted in protests calling for Pretty Woman actor to apologize not only to Shetty but the entire country. Years ago, a court had issued arrest warrants for both parties on charges including obscenity and indecency. The charges were dropped against Gere and he was later allowed to enter India. Do not mess with Taylor Swift is a lesson Gorillaz member Damon Albarn recently learned the hard way. Swift is a musician who has publicly fought to get rights over her own song and re-recorded albums to produce her own version. In an interview with the Los Angeles Times, Albarn, the frontman of the British virtual band Gorillaz, claimed Swift does not write her own songs. After the interviewer noted that Swift was a talented songwriter, the Los Angeles Times posted snippets of the interview on Twitter, and Swift responded to the part where he made false claims about her music, saying she was a big fan of his until this. I write all of my own song. Your heart take it completely false and so damaging. The Sundance Film Festival is the ultimate gathering of the original storyteller, an audience seeking new voices and fresh perspectives. Since 1985, the 2022 Sundance Film Festival takes place online January 2030. Immersive Princess Diana documentary opens the festival. Dalia Nilfor has the story.
An immersive Princess Diana documentary offering an origin story for the British royal family's latest vows was among the opening night movies at the online Sundance Film Festival this year. Sundance, which celebrates independent cinema, was forced to go virtual for a second year running by the Omicron variant of COVID-19 surge across the US. The pandemic has forced filmmakers to innovate, and The Princess is one of several Sundance movies constructed entirely from archive footage. Without a narrator, it transports viewers back to Diana's thundering marriage to Prince Charles and explores an obsessed media and public's impact on those events via coeval footage. Director Ed Perkins said it is a kind of Shakespearean tragedy, but it's one that lots of us lived through and actually actively participated in. While many previous documentaries tried to get inside Diana's head, Perkins focused on how the press and public perceived and judged her behavior. Dalia Nilfor, SATV News Desk.
The Sri Lankan Cricket Board announced a 20-player squad for the upcoming T20 international matches to be played in Australia. The squad includes 9 new names from the one that was a part of their last T20 international campaign during the 2021 T20 World Cup in UAE. The squad also includes Dakshana Guthanlaka and Kusal Mendis, who had their one-year ban revoked earlier this month. There was, however, no place for Nirashan Dikwell. Before ending, we go through your Bangla City SATV News headlines again. Bangladesh look forward to work together with India for 50 years and beyond, said Prime Minister in a message on the Republic Day of India. SAS students broke hunger strike after 7 days at Dr. Muhammad Zafar Iqbal's request this morning. Report on appointment of the Chief Election Commissioner and Election Commissioner Bill 2022 was placed in Parliament today. You're up to date with your Bangla City SATV News, and to know the latest in SATV News, visit www.satv.tv. Stay with us.